Welcome back, guys. We have generated several ideas on how to solve our problem. But of course, we can't implement all those ideas. So it's time for us to develop a concept from, the ideas that we've generated and we've brought together. Concept development is a very important stage in design thinking. It is basically the process of, turning an idea or a concept into a tangible plan or a prototype. So basically, what you do there is all those ideas that you've written down, you look at it together with your team, you talk to your stakeholders, and then agree on the best plan or the best idea that works best to deliver your product. The goal of this is to create a clear variable plan or prototype that can be tested and evaluated before moving forward with the actual development of that particular product or your idea. And usually it involves you collaborating with your team and talking to your stakeholders, talking back to your consumers and getting their feedback based on the ideas that you have generated. I mentioned refining your concept. It basically involves analyzing and improving your ideas. You can go back to your customers and ask for feedback, conduct surveys, analyze the data that you get back from that surveys to actually get the best possible solution to your problem. You also make sure that your concept or the idea that you've decided to implement aligns with the user's problem and the user's need, that you're actually solving their problem. And of course, you have to test this new user. So testing your concept, it's very important to test your concept with a group of people or a controlled environment for you to be able to get feedback. It allows you to know, okay, what are the potential problems with this plan, or what are the potential problems with these ideas? Do we need to go back to the drawing board? And it allows you to successfully bring your idea to life and eventually design a prototype that allows you to test allows you to design a prototype that allows you to test with your actual users. So like I said, concept development is very important because this is part where you now focus on one of the ideas that you have, focus on a particular concept or a particular idea. Now, it's not just about you, it's not just you that are going to developing a concept and all that. There are several big companies that have actually gone with this whole concept development thing. Like you have Uber and Airbnb. These guys basically when they started out, they tested with a small group of people and allowed them to get and gather feedback. So this is a framework that is basically used by successful companies in the world today. Now that we have spoken about concept development, of course, we're not going to forget about our case studies. And we are going to be building a web app. We've settled on building a web app that connects menial job seekers to menial job employers. And we are going to basically build a website for it. So, and of course, if I'm going to be testing with my users, if I'm going to be testing with people to get their feedback, I'm going to have to build some type of prototype for it. So, of course, you know what a prototype is, but if not, I'm going to explain. A prototype is basically a visual representation of a particular concept or an idea. I'm going to touch point on it in the next video. So we're going to be building a prototype for our case study to be able to test with our users. And of course, I want you to do yours. So in the next quiz, put together what solution you've decided to apply to the problem that you selected. We have developed our prototype. We've spoken to users. We know what we want to build. We've come up with our solutions. Now it's time for us to actually build the product. This is the most interesting part of the design thinking process. This is where you bring your ideas and your solutions to life. You deliver your product. You work with your team to bring this together. I'll be touching point on the deliver stage of design thinking in the next module. See you there.